You're probably all thinking it. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room right now. For a channel that doesn't review microphones strictly, I sure seem to review a lot of them. And in this case, this is no exception. This is the Comica CVM VM30, or in this case, I'm just going to refer to it as the VM30 because that makes more sense. Why say the long name when the short one has the same effect, right? I've been using this mic in the last couple of videos that I've actually filmed and posted on this channel because I am truly impressed by the build quality, the sound quality, and everything in between. But most importantly, I'm impressed by the features. And if you couldn't tell, it's wireless. Here's what got me thinking. What I don't seem to understand, at least not yet, is why are other companies like Rode and Hollyland and Sennheiser and Deity, why are they not jumping on this? Why is nobody else on the market taking this technology and putting it into their own wireless microphones like so? This is simply a shotgun microphone that has wireless capabilities. Similar to how we have wireless lav mics as well as normal shotgun mics, this just happens to have everything in one. But maybe it's just me. Maybe in a few months, we'll start to see more manufacturers rolling out with something similar. But for the meantime, Comica seems to be the first and quite frankly, the best at this technology, at least yet. Now, a quick heads up, Comica was nice enough to send this out to me for the sake of reviewing it. However, they do not get to see this video. They do not have any input. All of the opinions in this video are that of my own. So with that, you guys are getting a truly authentic review. I'm not being paid to say anything. So please understand that I am obviously looking out for your best interests at the end of the day. And I want you guys to see something that I think is actually pretty cool. Wireless technology is nothing new. And just a few weeks ago, I actually compared wired to wireless mics. That video is linked above if you want to see it. But before you click it, go ahead, finish this video through, then go back and watch that video because I think I have a lot of good, strong points, but this one might contradict some of those because this microphone does everything that I said that those microphones didn't because they don't. This one does, so maybe that makes sense, but it will all make sense by the end of this video. But what's really cool about this is this microphone has a transmitter built into it. It is relaying to a wireless receiver that is on my camera right now and is giving you guys the audio that you are hearing. There is no post-processing, at least not at this point, but I want you guys to understand that this microphone really is maybe magic, not really magic. It's actually technology. It's 2.4 gigahertz being transmitted, kind of like Bluetooth would be, but a little different from what I understand. I don't really understand the technology behind it. I'm just here to review the microphone itself. Now, picture this, you're at a wedding, you're interviewing some of the guests, and you want to boom a microphone above them without having something clearly in the shot. You don't want to wire someone up because look, people are all dressed up. They don't want to have to run something down their shirt or up their dress. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be doing that. That's where this microphone comes in. And honestly, it's really good at what it does if you couldn't already tell because all of the audio up to this point has been recorded via this microphone. Sure, wired mics are great and they have their place in the technological world today. However, this technology is so much cooler because it definitely improves on something that's been lacking for the last couple of years. And that is where this mic truly shines. And honestly, I really love it for that. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the features that this microphone has to offer. First and foremost, obviously, I've said it several times now, but it is wireless. It is 24-bit audio, which is more than sufficient. I would love to see 32-bit at some points, but honestly, 24-bit, as long as you are holding it at the right distance, which I really hope that I am, is good enough because in most cases, you don't need more. I'm glad it's not 16-bit because I do own some microphones that are 16-bit and it definitely shows, especially in post. You know what happens when you record your volume too low or you get too excited and your audio peaks. There's nothing you can do about it at that point, but 24-bit is more than sufficient for all of those needs, at least mine. The body of this microphone itself is a metal body, and it has this really cool texture that is almost reminiscent of something that you would see on a device that is waterproof. However, I don't believe this one actually is, so while it's kind of cool, it's a little weird that they did that, but Comica knows what they're doing. I sure don't. I like the texture, but I don't know that I would put this in your pool. Straight out of the box, because this microphone is automatically paired, that means there is no fuss. You don't have to do anything crazy, unless for some reason you buy these things separately, which I don't know that Comica will actually let you do that, but I'm sure if you had to replace something, they would be more than happy to sell it, but I'm going to have to double check with them on that one because I'm not sure. Granted, I haven't broken this yet, so I don't have to replace it, which is always a good sign. Additionally, because this is wireless, it does have an internal battery. It is rated for 7 hours. when it's in this wireless mode. When it's in a wired function, you can get up to 50 hours out of it. It does have an auto on-off feature through the port on the side. So you just go ahead, you plug the port in to your camera directly, and you can get about 50 hours out of it. I haven't thoroughly tested that, but I have tested it for several hours, and it's been alive each and every time that I've come back to use it. The microphone itself also has a few cool features on it. For example, it does have a screen that shows you your audio levels as well as your battery life, which is always great. It's got some buttons for different filters. So if you need to peak your audio or if you need to bring it down for some unwanted sounds, you can definitely do that too. But additionally, it has this really cool gain knob on the bottom that lets you adjust your input on the fly. You don't actually have to stop recording to adjust this. You can just adjust it as you're recording. You guys get the big picture, right? Talking a little bit more about the filters, there is a 75 hertz and 150 hertz filter. There's also that high frequency boost filter. And there's also an added safety track. However, that safety track can only be used in wired mode. It does not work with wireless mode currently. I don't foresee it working on this specific model, but maybe on a pro version in the future, which would be really cool because I have some great ideas if Comica wants to hear me out. The receiver is where we'll close out on some of the features. It's really great. It has a built-in shoe mount on the clip itself. That is what goes onto your camera or onto your body or onto whatever it may be. I don't know that you'd want the receiver too far because obviously it needs to transmit something to your camera or audio capturing device, but neither here nor there. It does have a plastic composure, which does feel a little bit cheap at times, but the screen on the front has so many different features that it shows you. For example, it shows you your audio level, your gain input, your battery life, whether it's connected, and you can also listen to the audio live through the receiver, which is always an added bonus, especially for those that are on some bigger shoots. That way you don't miss a beat. Oh, and I should also mention something that's really cool about this mic is you can actually stream the audio to 3 separate devices all at the same time, which I haven't figured out yet, but I've heard is really cool. Now, with all of those features, it's actually priced quite competitively at $189. I know that I said at the beginning of this video that Comica actually sent this out to me for free. However, this has been sitting in my Amazon cart for the last 2 months now, and I couldn't tell you why I didn't buy it sooner because I am blown away by how good this microphone sounds, feels, and everything in between. I wish that I'd bought it sooner, but I'm kind of glad I didn't now because that would have been wasted money, and I can now spend that money on other things for this channel to show you guys. But I'm really impressed with everything that this microphone can do at such a solid price point. At that price point, there are some pros and cons. Obviously, speaking on the pros first, it is wireless. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities. As well, there's so much adjustability. The microphone itself has 10 levels of gain adjustment. The receiver has 12 levels. It's got screens on it, which other microphones don't have. The metal body feels really nice. It's very high quality. But that's where things kind of take a turn. The receiver's plastic and it kind of feels cheap. Additionally, on the transmitter itself, the microphone, that gain knob needs a little bit more resistance because I can't tell you how many times when trying to record with this, I've accidentally bumped it and maybe my gain is now too low, or maybe it's too high, or maybe it's just turned all the way off and I don't even know it until I'm in post, which is kind of a bummer. For the price and all the other cool features with the microphone itself, you do also still get a hard carry case that includes a foam windscreen as well as a furry windscreen or dead cat. You get the cables to connect it to your camera as well as to charge it. You also get different style of mounts. So you get one shoe mount and you get one boom arm mount or microphone clip mount. I'm not really sure what it is and I don't know that I will use it myself, but it's cool that they include it. The only thing that they don't include, and it is something worth mentioning, is there is no lightning cable. So if you're on an iPhone 14 or older, you're going to have to purchase that separately, but Comica fortunately does sell that if that's something you need. But enough talking, let's go ahead and listen to some different audio tests. This is a raw audio test from the Comica VM30 as my neighbors sit here and probably watch me through the window because they're a little bit too nosy for my liking. This is a processed audio clip from the Comica VM30 as I continue to sit here and hope that my neighbors aren't staring at me through the window because they're nosy. This audio is from the VM30. This is no post-processing as it is currently raining behind me and it's starting to get a little heavier. So what do you think? I personally think the audio quality of this thing is more than enough for what it is. I think for the $189 price point, it is fantastic. It is such a good purchase, especially if you are just getting started out with some of this videography, photography, whatever it may be. world. If you are filming talking head stuff like this and making your own reviews, if you are, interviewing people, if you are doing interviews at weddings, whatever it may be, this microphone honestly is a really, really good buy. I personally would recommend it to anyone that is getting started. But I want to preface that this is very much a prosumer microphone. This is not necessarily a professional microphone, but it's also not the most entry-level mic either. It is something that can be used by both professionals and entry-level entertainers or content creators or whatever it may be, and it does a really good job in both categories. But honestly, you can't beat it for the price point. But at the end of the day, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you guys like how this microphone sounds, what features it offers, how it looks? Or are you going to go with something else like the Rode VideoMic NTG, which I've also reviewed on this channel? And maybe as I'm saying this, maybe that's something that we should review in the near future. So would you guys be interested in seeing the Rode VideoMic NTG compared to the Comica VM30? And if so, I'm going to go ahead and ask for you guys to drop a comment below, because that's going to tell me whether or not I should go ahead and actually start filming and putting together that video, because maybe that would actually be a really good video. I think that putting this up against something that's a little bit more expensive might be a kind of fun twist, because I think that this microphone might surprise you guys. I've obviously used both of them now, and there have been times that I haven't even noticed a difference in audio quality. So if you guys want to see that video, drop a comment. And by the way, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing in the future. And with that, I'm going to say thank you guys and peace out.